What's up, everybody? Welcome to another special edition of Whiskey Delta. We look for the movers and shakers in the military veteran gaming community. Like, subscribe, comment, give us some feedback, folks. Let us know. Maybe you want to see some guests on here in the future. We'd love to have it. And yeah, let's get on the show. I am Mike Karnowski, aka Devil. We're gonna get into some details once again with our very own Machine Gunner USMC, the coach of Shoot to Kill, who just returned from Korea and a world event showing off their PUBG skills to the rest of the world. Uh, Welcome back to the show. Appreciate you.
Matt,
Appreciate you coming on. Uh,
thank you very much.
yeah, welcome back stateside. We appreciate the ability. You can get your sleep schedule a little more reset. Get a little bit of downtime. So last time we talked, you still had a couple weeks left
hmm
in the show. Talked about some strategies. Talked about some of the things that you were going up against. Talked about some of the amazing accomplishments that you already had in the venue, in the event. How you had one of the highest kill ratios in the entire competition. You were making waves left and right, and you were looking for those dubs. And yeah, let's kind of get into it a little bit more and talk about you had talked your strategy and what you had were going to do going forward, and how did that play out in from an overall perspective.
It played out pretty well. We were kind of thrown into a new format that was never tested or tried by anybody before, like in regards to battle royale. So it took a lot of time to like adapt and like read the situations, and then obviously we had to adapt to the teams that were from other countries and other regions that we weren't familiar with playing against, and um, sometimes it's hard to even follow their VODs. It's a lot of them stream on different platforms like other than Twitch. So like we really had to like grind and find like VODs of these teams and like figure out like some similarities that they do and like
You may not have come home from the final W, but in a lot of things that I was reading, a lot of the things that popped up in social media afterwards is there was a lot of respect that you and your team garnered for the rest of the
yeah.
North American sector. Can you talk a little
hmm
bit about what was that like, the feeling knowing that North America as a whole and PUBG wasn't really was really looked down upon, and
Right.
you kind of broke through that barrier. What was that like?
Yeah. So basically, going into international play prior to this, we were really the only successful North American team, and this is years ago. In fact, before I was on the team, Shoot to Kill was the only real North American success in international events. So going into this event, like North America wasn't really looked at as like a threat too much at all. Just speaking with coaches and players from other regions, like they knew obviously that they knew we could shoot and they knew we could play the game. Obviously we wouldn't be professionals at what we did or do, but no one really looked at us as a threat. And it was honestly crazy to see that the team that got first place was from North America. The team that got second place, or I mean, basically, I mean, there was a chance going into the final week that the top 3 out of 4 teams could have been from North America, which is just mind blowing considering it's the 32 best teams from around the world. So yeah, like there was a lot of surprise to that. I knew that we could do it, and I knew the teams that we sent to represent North America had the chance and the opportunity, and that's just mainly because I play and I watch these guys every day. Not just my team, but other teams like Sonics, Oath, and Zenith, which were the other North American teams there. But yeah, the respect that we got basically from the other regions was like crazy. They're like, wow, like maybe I should start watching North American PUBG because like these people can play. Like they're not a pushover region, and like although PUBG isn't as big here as it is like in the East, like there's still a lot of great talent and a lot of great teams here. And we were happy, not just me as my team, but as a region, we were happy to show how well we could actually play.
If you've got one of these up and coming players that wants to join Shoot to Kill, what would they have to do? What would you have to see from them?
Well, I
I mean, you
mean,
don't need to give away all your secrets.
no. Well, so I mean, to be very honest, like to join us, it would be very difficult because like obviously like we have a set team that we were successful with. However, um, if it was like if a player wanted to join like a successful team, like basically they would just need to stand out, right? Like they would have to start playing in the pro scrims that anyone could join in. Um, and then sometimes there'll be different lobbies, like an alpha lobby, a bravo lobby, a charlie lobby, and just basically be a standout player to where people like me, who's just observing, like literally PUBG 7 hours a day, recognizes them, right, and just be like, wow, like this person's really good, and I keep my eye on them. And I've had multiple, I mean, throughout my years in the scene, I've had multiple times where I've basically come across a player and watched a player that was just playing on like a really bad team, but individually really good, and just be like, you know what, I think that person's going to do really well. Yeah.
So, away from the serious side, let's go a little bit to the lighter side. What was one of your favorite things that happened at the event? Could have been while playing, could have been just out with the guys doing something. I saw a couple cool things about you would always make a certain player sit at your table during dinner because he was the best cook. Or I saw an amazing motivational video that one of your players posted on the interwebs
Oh yeah.
that was absolutely fabulous. You had there were some great standout moments of just it's nice to see you got some folks that are out there doing professional things in the esports industry, but they're not afraid to take it back a little bit and say, hey, we got stuff going on too. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make light. And what was your favorite? Now that you're home, what was your favorite thing looking back at the event?
No, I mean, there's just a ton. Like, there's so many funny things and like great things. Like, because I mean, we were in Korea for 3 months, which was fun. But we also like again, we had to do a 2 week government quarantine, and we 80 or 90% of our time was really spent in a hotel because we weren't allowed to leave like the island that we were on. Um, So like we tried to have some fun and make fun when we can, like we still were able to practice and we had practice rooms. So like it was a great experience that was provided for us. I'd say some of like the funniest things were just like pulling pranks on some of the other teams, like which like I hate to admit I started, just because of I mean that's all we did in the Marine Corps.
That's fantastic. It's always nice to see harmless pranks with water bottles and things like that because it's water. I mean,
Exactly.
who's it gonna hurt? Drop your socials again real quick for any of the folks that do want to get a hold of you. If I remember correctly, Twitter and Discord are the best ways to get a hold of you if you want to drop those two handles.
Yeah, so on Twitter it's Owen USMC 21. On Twitch, it's Machine Gunner USMC. And like you said, I've been streaming League a lot lately, so they can get a hold of me on that. And then on Discord, it's Machine Gunner USMC with the pound sign 2056. And again, feel free to reach out to me with any questions regarding PUBG, regarding esports, uh, being a veteran, anything at all. I've been out of the military for over 11 years now. If anyone just needs to talk, I'll always be here.
Thank you so much. Well, that's it for us, folks. This has been another episode of Whiskey Delta brought to you by Military Gaming League. It's been fantastic and wonderful. I'm Mike Karnowski, aka Dove, aka Devil. Holy cow! We got into the details today with the very own Machine Gunner USMC. He's got amazing things in store for North American PUBG. Uh, go follow him. Go pop into his streams. Check out Shoot to Kill. If you're a PUBG fan, you want to break into the scene. Take a look at those tips. Make yourself available. Play the game. Stand out above the crowd as I start quoting Goofy movie songs. Holy crap. And just go play. And don't play with your friends. Play with people that you can play competitively with on a team. Put yourselves together. Stand out. Make some waves. Make those shots. And make some magic happen. And for all you know, you could be one of the next team members of Shoot to Kill, of Zenith, of any number of other teams that are out there. And Please remember, like, subscribe, watch our videos. We've got tons. We've got at least one a month. Give us some love, folks. We'd love to see it. And see you on the